Hi, welcome to our channel Robotics for Juniors. Today's tutorial is about resistance. Resistor, or as it is sometimes also called resistance, is one of the hardware components which is used in almost each and every circuit. So in today's tutorial, we'll learn about the resistance. Let's first start with the basics of circuits. First, the symbols of hardware components. This is the symbol of a battery. The longer line is positive and the smaller line represents the negative terminal of the battery. This is the symbol of LED, light emitting diode. It glows when current passes through it. The triangle represents a positive terminal and the vertical line represents the negative terminal. The arrows represent that it emits light. The triangle symbol shows the direction in which the current can flow in the LED. Current cannot flow in the opposite direction. This is the symbol of a resistance. Let's draw a closed circuit. In a closed circuit, you start from a component and travel through the circuit and land up at the same component from where you started without having any gaps. So an electrical circuit is a closed path in which one or more hardware components like LED and resistor are connected to a power source like a battery. When a battery is used in a closed circuit, current can flow through it. This path is made for the current to flow. Flow of current is nothing but just the movement of electrons from one place to another. The electrons start from the negative end of the battery and move through the closed path of the circuit and enter the positive end of the battery. This gives the direction of flow of electrons like this. But the direction of flow of current is in the opposite direction to the flow of electrons. So, the direction of flow of current is like this. It is measured in amperes and is written as A or amp. Since the electrons will be moving in the circuit, we put some component in the circuit which does some work when the electrons flow through it, like LED. So when electrons or current flow through the LED, it starts glowing. So work is done by LED because of flow of current through the electrical circuit. If the electrical circuit is not closed and is open from any end, then the current will not flow in the circuit. There is a certain limit of current called the maximum current of LED that can flow through it. So current when flows through a material, it is just the flow of electrons. They flow from the point where there are more number of electrons to the end where there are less number of electrons through an outside path. This difference in the number of electrons is called the potential difference. It is measured in volts. This is just like height. So same as a ball would fall from more height to lesser height, the current would flow from more potential to lesser potential end. Again, the direction of current is from positive end to negative end of battery, opposite to the direction of flow of electrons, which is from negative end to the positive end. If there is no potential difference, that is, potential is same at both ends, then the current will not flow. We also sometimes use the word voltage instead of potential difference because its unit is volts. If we just use the power source, that is the battery, and the LED, then a lot of current will flow through the LED. If this current is more than the maximum current that can flow through the LED, then it will get damaged. So we introduce a resistor in the circuit. Resistance is the obstruction in the flow of the current. It acts just like friction. The electric current moves and resistance opposes it. We can create an analogy for resistance. Suppose the water is flowing through the pipe. So, water flows only when the height of water at one end is more. This difference in height is same as the potential difference. The flow of water is the same as the current flow. Now, if we put some beads in the pipe, then these beads will obstruct the flow of water. So, if resistance of the material is there, then it will oppose the flow of current. If we put more beads, this will lessen the flow of water even more. So, if more resistance is there in material, then less current will flow through it. Every material has some resistance, but conductors like copper, gold, silver have less resistance, and insulators like wood, paper, plastic, rubber have more resistance. The component called resistor, or sometimes we call it resistance itself, can be used to introduce resistance in the circuit. The unit of resistance is called ohm. This is the symbol of a resistor to draw in the circuit diagram. So this resistor is introduced in the circuit to protect LED from damage by the flow of high current. The relationship between the current, voltage and resistance is called the Ohm's law. So the voltage is equal to the product of current and resistance. These are different variations of the same equation. Some components have polarity like LED, battery, diodes and so on. This means that they have positive and negative ends. They are put in an electrical circuit in a particular manner and their direction cannot be reversed. The positive end of the component is connected to the positive end of the battery. But resistances are not polar, but they're symmetric. That is, they can be connected in any direction in the circuit and still they function in the way they are supposed to. There are no positive or negative ends of a resistance. Now let's see how to read the values of the resistors. These resistors, which we use generally in the circuit, have a color coding to identify their values. So the mnemonic is better be right or your great big values go wrong. So the colors represented by first letter of each word are black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white. These colors have the values as shown from 0 till 9. So in color bands, the first two bands give the two digits and third one gives the multiplier. Let's see what it means. The color reading starts from the end with bands closer to each other. So if the color code is green, blue, red, then the value is 56 into 10 to power 2, which is 5600 ohms. The fourth band is one of the colors from silver, gold or no color. These colors represent the tolerance values as gold 5%, silver 10% and no color 20%. So if the fourth band is gold, then the tolerance value is 5%. We calculate 5% of 5600, which is 5600 into 0.05. That gives us the value of 280. So the value of resistance is between 5600 plus 280 and 5600 minus 280. That is 5880 and 5320. So tolerance value means that this resistor will provide the resistance value between 5880 and 5320 ohms. Every component has at least some value of the resistance, but it is lower for the wires and components like LED, buttons and all. When we connect resistance in a circuit with LED, if the resistance is too high, then the LED will not glow or will glow very faintly. If the resistance value is too low, then a very large amount of current will flow through it and the LED will be damaged. So we need to put the right value of the resistance. In some electrical appliances, the property of the wire to have extremely high resistance is used. Like in toasters, bulbs or heaters, the wire used as a coil has a very high resistance. So it generates high heat or even light when the current flows through this wire. This is it in today's tutorial. Please provide the feedback by writing comments or liking the video. Subscribe to our channel for more tutorials and projects in robotics.